Here with reaction, co-host of the hit show The Five, our friend Judge Jeanine Pirro. You know what's amazing? You know him well. We have both known him for 30, whatever, many years.
More.
And, you know, he was joking, but he's saying, yes, day one, for one day, I'm going to fix the border, be energy independent. Every Democrat, Kamala Harris, Tim Walz, Obama, he says he's going to be a dictator. They were flat out lying, taking it out of context, but it didn't work, Judge, did it?
No, it didn't work because the American people are smarter than that. Look, the left had nothing to run on other than Donald Trump is this horrible human being. He's Hitler and he's a fascist. But then when they started coming after the rest of us and said, well, we're MAGA extremists and we're semi-fascists and we're garbage and, you know, we're deplorable and we cling to God and guns. I do religiously and I'm thrilled. Once the American people saw through that, they knew the president was right when he said, they're really coming for you. I'm just in the way. And what the president has an opportunity to do is exactly what he did in 2016. Sean, I went back and looked at the president's acceptance speech in 2016. Do you know how much time he spent congratulating Hillary Clinton for her years of work for the American people, that we owe her a major debt of gratitude? And he went on and on. He never indicted her. He never went after her. That's not who he is. And when the left now is standing up and they're saying, we're going to resist President Trump, will you go right ahead and do that, you fools? Because this president won the popular vote. He's got a mandate from the Electoral College. And this president has an obligation, Sean, to take down those institutions that have been politicized, whether it is the FBI, the intelligence agencies, the CIA. He's got an obligation to return them to the non-political nature that they are supposed to be. And that's what America wants. They don't want retribution. Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, doesn't do that kind of thing. He wants success. That's why we have Elon Musk. RFK is going to make us healthy again. And Tulsi Gabbard. All of these people are about working for Americans. And I am so sick of the left and all their nonsense. And the fact that they're not as self-introspective to realize they lost because they lied. They tried to take him down politically, financially, emotionally. And they tried to kill him twice. Right. I don't know who it was. But you know what? Enough. This president has earned the right to run this country the way the American people expect him to run it.
I can't say it any better, but you're right about one thing.
What?
I would like to see the FBI return to its former greatness. I would like our American intelligence agencies to be the envy of the world, not weaponized, not politicized, no fake FISA warrants, no 51 intel officials. I want the Department of Justice. I would never want what has happened to him, abusing power the way they did and weaponizing that department, to ever be done to anybody ever again. That will mean that you have to clean out those agencies of these operatives that are political when they have a job to do, which is to uphold the Constitution, the rule of law. And that's all that's all I want, you want, and we know he wants.
And my understanding is everyone in the FBI who is above a GS-14 level is scared to death, as well they should be. The FBI should not be going after parents and calling them domestic terrorists. They should not be going after Catholics and pro-lifers. Their job is not to indict a president of the United States through this crossfire hurricane and lie to courts the way they did with the Jim Comey unverified affidavits. And then you've got the so-called intelligence community that lies and calls what is ultimately Exhibit 1 in a United States case against Hunter Biden. They call it Russian disinformation. They lied. We know they lied. And it's time for this president to return America back to the institutions that our founding fathers believed in.
Judge, we'll see you down in Florida often. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.